Hello and welcome to the Fighting Cock podcast. Rafi, how are you doing, my friend?
I'm fine. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. You reached out and said, I'm not sure if you're aware, but Tottenham Hotspur are signing a certain Manor Solomon. Is it Manor?
Yeah, Manor Solomon.
Solomon.
You are correct.
What's the and you're a part of Spurs Israel, right? The
Yes.
official supporters group over in Israel.
Yeah, and we also have a podcast with the same name. Only
Okay.
in Hebrew, though. So
It's only available in Hebrew.
yeah, we only have one episode with Ledley King. It's in English.
I actually had a little Google and I saw that. I saw that you was talking to him about his famous tackle with Iron Robin.
Yeah.
How can I ask you before we talk about Solomon? How big a club are Tottenham in Israel? Because obviously historically there are links between Tottenham Hotspur and the Jewish people. I was just wondering how, in terms of the size of our followership compared to some of the other big clubs in England, do we compare, say, with Manchester United or Liverpool at all?
No, we can't compare it to United or Liverpool because of, I guess, it's historic. Liverpool had a few Israeli players before Manor or Ronnie Rosenthal.
That's right.
So a lot of people love Liverpool or Man United. If you compare it to Chelsea or Man City, I think it's pretty much the same level. We have like almost 3,000 members in our supporters club. When we do in the last year in the game that Tottenham played in Israel, it was we had like few thousand of fans that came to sit with us, are the hardcore fans. So it was amazing atmosphere in Israel, and I guess with Manor it will bring a lot more fans to Tottenham.
Yeah, how excited are people in Israel or football fans in Israel about Solomon's signing at Tottenham? But what is this big news there? Are people talking about it?
Yeah, it's very big news. People talking about it since a few days ago. Even before it broke officially, there was a lot of rumors that it's gonna happen. Even I think the main reason for it, Manor is a very likable guy. First of all,
In what respect?
Sorry.
In what respect? What's likable about his character?
Is very humble, hardworking. When you hear him talk in interviews last season in Fulham or before, he's he says all the right things, and he also does it on the pitch. So he's not only words, he's really very good character and a nice guy. He helps people to get tickets to Fulham games.
Yeah. Good luck with that at Spurs.
Yeah.
What? So tell me about how he fits into the Tottenham team. I'm going to ask you about his career before that. He's in this interesting situation, or was, with Shakhtar Donetsk, and obviously he was playing for an Israeli side called Maccabi Petah Tikva. Is that correct?
Almost. Maccabi Petah Tikva, but
nowhere near.
okay.
That was nowhere near. I didn't get anywhere.
It was close.
But how does he fit into his first Tottenham Hotspur's first team? I know Danjuma and Lucas Moura have gone. We still have Brian Hill. Is this, in your opinion, does he have the qualities to get into Tottenham's first team on a regular basis? Or, what how do you, if you had to predict the next 12 months for Manor Solomon, how do you think that might go?
I think it will be very tough to get into Spurs' first team as an attacking player when we have Son, Kane, and Kulusevski, which are three world-class players. Most of the players that we could have signed, I guess, will start on the bench. So also Manor, and I think he's ready for it. He will play on the left. It's his best position. He likes to play on the left, on the wing, and cut to the middle. And last season in Fulham, he had like 2 straight goals. That was pretty much the same. He took the ball on the left, cut inside, and whip it in to the far corner.
Yeah, 2 great goals.
Yeah, so it's like Sonny does most of the time, but less consistent and less numbers than Son.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's what
it's a tough
But he also has going to have to compete with Richarlison as well, because Richarlison also can play on the left. I know he's going to be a backup to Kane, but this is a season where we don't have an abundance of games. There's no European football. There's domestic football only. I wonder how many opportunities are going to be presented to him unless something mental happens, like Kane leaves. But who knows? We're not going to talk about that. But I want to continue to talk about Solomon. What are his main attributes? What are the best parts of his playing abilities?
I think dribbling is his main little weapon. Let's say it like this.
Yep.
He's a great dribbler. He's very fast, quick with his feet. He also it doesn't seem a lot because he played only I think 800 minutes in Fulham, but he scores a lot of important goals. He had last season he scored a winner against Brighton. I think it was like just before stoppage time, which is a very tough place to beat Brighton away. So it was a very important goal for them. And also before at Shakhtar in the Champions League, he played against Atalanta. He scored against them. He scored at the Etihad against Man City. Twice he scored against Real Madrid. So he knows how to score important goals, even if he plays a short minute of time.
I mean, his goals return to the amount of minutes he played for Fulham last season was impressive. He scored 5 goals for them, played something like 500 minutes in the league. You know, that's
something like this.
That's more or less a goal every 100 minutes for a player who not many people know of. And I think some Spurs fans out there may be like saying, well, they're unimpressed by this because they don't really know him. But if you look at his return based on his minutes played in the Premier League last season, but also how well thought of he was at Shakhtar Donetsk, who are the biggest team in Ukraine, that perhaps. Do you think that we're getting a better player than most Spurs fans think? That they look at it and they think, he's an Israeli player, played for Fulham, bit part, and before that he was in Ukraine. He has been linked with some big clubs as well before Tottenham and Fulham. So do you think we're getting a better player than people think? We'll be pleasantly surprised by his abilities, do you think?
If I will put my hat as an Israeli fan,
you can do that as well.
I will speak only as a Spurs fan.
Okay.
Not Israeli. I think he's a very good player. He's much better than Brian Hill, in my opinion.
Okay.
If we compare it to him, he's a better option that Lucas was last season, but it's not really tough to be a better option than Lucas.
But improvement.
And I think he will have to work very hard to get minutes because he's playing on Sonny's spot, so it's very tough. I guess he will get the minutes at the Caps and when Sonny goes to Asia Cup or something there is in the middle of the season. And I think we will, because he did so much in the few minutes he received at Fulham. I think when he will go on the pitch and after 70 minutes, he will still can make a very big impact.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, is about how good is he at making a change in a game, having an impact. And because often we've seen, not necessarily, well, we don't know what Postecoglou's Tottenham looked like, but certainly under Conte and Mourinho, we never really made changes that had any kind of significant impact on the way the game was flowing. Ryan Mason changed that a bit. He was very dynamic in what he was trying to do, but I wonder how much of an impact sub he might be, and that might be his role this season. Is to, if we're struggling to break a team down, what will he bring to the game if we brought him in on 70 minutes in the games that we're 1-0 down or 0-0? Is it he drive? Does he like to get into the box? Does he go on the outside? Does he want to take his man on? Does he shoot from distance? What is it?
Because he's a great dribbler, he will take his man 1-on-1, 2-on-1. He can pass. We saw, I think it was at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea this last season. He did it a few times. So he can compete in this high level. And he also, in Israel, in the national team, he scores a lot of goals from outside the box or in the top of the box. Again, he likes to curl the ball and whip it into the far corner. in Shakhtar, we saw him takes the ball half court and run all the way, all the pitch almost, and scores goals. Is very versatile. He also can play on the right if needed, although he will be more like Aaron Lennon plays on the
Yeah.
only with right foot.
Yeah.
But it's something that he can do, and also I think in the Israeli national team we had once when he started playing, he played as in the middle, so he also can play in the midfield, but he's not very aggressive. Maybe if you compare it to other midfielder players that we have, like Bissouma is not anything like this.
Of course.
But
very much attacking.
But he can do defensive work. His work rate is amazing. He will run. He will run his socks off. He will do anything to earn the shirt.
Is that an expression in Israel as well as it is in English, or have you learned it?
No, we take everything that we can from English.
In terms of his status as an Israeli player, how does he compare to someone like, you think, in terms of his ceiling and what he can achieve, to someone like Ben Ayoun or Ben Haim or Berkovic?
I think it can be the best Israeli player.
Is that how they're talking about him?
Yeah, as potential, it has maybe the best. Now there is another player that is growing and connected now to Spurs, because every Israeli player must be connected to Spurs
in some way.
One is in his lifetime is. So you might hear about Oscar Gloch, which is connected now to Spurs, but is 20 years old and plays against England tomorrow at the semi-final of the Euro under
21s. Yeah, so England are favourites to win that. Just quickly before we end, England are favourites to win the tournament outright, the under 21 tournament outright. But Israel they've been successful in this tournament.
It was a big surprise because the national team usually are not very good.
Yeah,
and to be at the semi-final, it was an amazing achievement. And although Manor is not playing at this level, but maybe at the Olympics, because Israel will be there, and you can have people that are over 23 years old, so he might be there next summer. But it's something that we'll see in the future.
One final thing on Manor, excuse me. What was his reputation like at Shakhtar before? Was he rated? Was he in the first team? Was he playing regular minutes? Was he fringe level?
The Champions League, he played most of the minutes. He was a key player there. As Israel, as I said to you before, it will be like, because he's a very likable guy and played only in a small club, everybody's rooting for him. So the stadium will be with a lot of Israeli fans. And with Israeli flags, it will be a tough competition to the South Korean flags.
I was going to say, so we're going to have thousands of Israelis and Jewish people as well as South Koreans.
Usually there is a lot of Israeli fans anyway.
Of course,
not only fans. Israeli loves London, so they go to every Tottenham game that they can. So now there will be a lot of Israeli flags.
Rafi, so thank you so much for giving us your time.
Yeah, of course. It was my honor.